It's the Acclivus Hour on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
When the night falls softly and the stars begin to glow, I feel the rhythm calling from a place I used to know. Every note reminds me of those golden days gone by, dancing close together with you right by my side. The music flows.
Good morning, everybody. We got a studio full of testosterone, some positive black men in here, and I'm excited to hear more about what they're going to be talking about. But welcome to the Acclivus Hour. I'm your co-host, Katrina Waddy, Public Education Director for Acclivus.
And I'm your co-host, Bomani Obadelli, Community Engagement Director for Acclivus Inc.
Acclivus is a nonprofit organization that looks at violence through a public health lens as we work to build safe, peaceful, economically thriving communities. And we do that by offering several free services and resources that are designed to prevent, de-escalate, and mitigate violence in several areas. We have our street outreach team that works in 11 high violence communities across Cook County, Harvey, and Champaign, Illinois. Our hospital response team works in partnership with 6 hospitals or trauma centers across the city. Our behavioral health team provides therapeutic services for victims and survivors of violence and their families. We have technical training, workforce development, and mentoring assistance that's offered to our program participants, partnering organizations, and our staff. Our Acclivus Reentry Services assist newly released and formerly incarcerated individuals with maintaining healthy lifestyles by promoting pathways to successful community reintegration and decreasing social isolation. And through our partner initiative implemented with state departments and city organizations, we offer the Peacekeepers or Flatlining Violence Inspires Peace FLIP program. Acclivus also works closely with and provides training and funding support to numerous indigenously led sub-grantee organizations, which also contribute to curbing violence in Chicago. And we're led by Levon Stone Sr., who leverages his lived experiences in Chicago streets to promote second chances throughout the entire Acclivus organization. You can learn more about us on our website at www.acclivusinc.org. You can follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X or Twitter, and LinkedIn, and that's at Acclivus Inc. You can always call us at 312-766-7145. We typically start every show by just taking a moment to acknowledge anyone who's listening, who's experienced violence, or is connected to someone who's experienced violence in any form this past week. And I know we have the shooting in Back of the Yards, the young man who was a chef at Chemistry. And I know there's several others. That's just the one that comes to mind immediately. Obadiah, I'm not sure if it's some other ones.
No, I mean, that was as tragic as it was. I mean, I think both of the gentlemen who were deceased, it was 5 people shot. Both of them have some involvement with various restaurants across the city of Chicago, young entrepreneurs. It's such a tragic event that took place. Yeah, we've had other shootings. So as always, we pause to acknowledge anyone who's lost their life due to violence. And then our condolences also will go out to someone who's not necessarily connected to violence, but just a kind of a gentleman who's done great work in the city. I know that I was in Springfield last week when I learned of his death, untimely death, Spencer Leak Jr. So our heartfelt condolences from the Acclivus community go out to the entire Leak family. For we have taken many families to Leaks and Sons who helped them, and there was never a time that Senior or Junior or Stacy or anyone over there in the family has turned us away with helping families who have necessarily not always been able to cover the expenses of burying a loved one. So our heartfelt condolences go out to the Leak and Sons funeral home, the entire staff, and all those who knew and loved Spencer Jr.
Yep. That one hit hard last Sunday, but so again, just we encourage everybody who's listening that if you have need of any of our services that would be helpful to you as you are is you're a survivor of violence or is connected to someone who is, feel free to reach out to us for the different services and resources we have to help. Today, we're going to be talking with coaches Jamal Gill and Leonard Thomas, who are leading our Acclivus Sports Basketball Mentoring Tournament. It's a full mouthful there.
Well, that's exciting, and it's a good thing. And I want to pause. Let me just say this. I think that it is critically important before we get to the Acclivus Sports initiative that we've been doing for the last 3 years. We just haven't talked about it a lot as it has been birthed out. Two of these gentlemen in the room that have great connections. One taught my son over at Diet, and one gentleman I went to high school with. But I want to shout out the May numbers. I think it's critically important we talk about the May numbers. Not that we are counting the number of deaths, but I think it's critically important to understand that through the efforts of all the CVI organizations, community, what we talk about as a public health approach, the May numbers, decrease. We've shown, that the number of shootings and deaths were down in the month of May. I think I know some people take issue with us celebrating that, but I think we have to celebrate small wins or wins. Listen, we would want to be in a place where we had no shootings and no murders. I think that's the work that we are trying to do with CVI, and it's just not Acclivus, but CVI organizations all across this city and people in the community for that matter. So though one death is too many, as we talk about Katrina, I want to just tip my hat to all of the folks who are conscious community workers and organizations who've helped law enforcement again, who've helped maintain, and keep the shootings and murders down in the month of May. The data is very important, and we have to talk about it. So I just want to uplift that. As we had a chance of walking in Grand Crossing on Thursday with the mayor and the deputy mayor for community public safety as a part of the city rolling out their violence prevention and public safety strategies over the summer.
Cool. We invite you all to join the conversation too by calling the studio here at 773-591-1690, or you can always watch us live via the WVON Talk of Chicago or Talk of the Nation page, as well as the Acclivus Inc. Facebook page. Before we jump into this conversation too, we want to quickly shout out our sponsors: the UIC Social Work Policy Center, the Illinois Department of Human Services Office of Gun Violence Prevention, our friends at the Michael Reese Health Trust Foundation, the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority, or ICJA, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and then over there's a couple of ones that I've
the City of Chicago.
City of Chicago,
right. Yeah. We're partnering with the City of Chicago as a co-lead for community violence prevention.
Yep.
And in joining in this conversation, we want to give special thanks because Acclivus Sports wouldn't exist without the continued support of State Senator Napoleon Harris, State Representative Justin Slaughter, and State Senator L.G. Sims. So we want to especially acknowledge them this morning for their continuing support of Acclivus Sports. As we rolled this out some 3 years ago, they were the first ones to step up and was major supporters of this initiative.
Cool. I think, this past Tuesday, we hosted a teen takeovers listening session, and so really big turnout, and it was good to hear from the youth. And of course, a lot of the youth will say that there's nothing to do in Chicago, and so I think so we turn to the different things that Acclivus is offering, particularly this basketball tournament. So with that, I want to welcome Coach Gill and Coach Thomas to the Acclivus Hour officially, and have you all introduce yourself to our listeners and give us a little bit of background about how you came to this work. So you guys are going to share a mic today, so
Well, I'm Coach Thomas, and I've been coaching basketball for over 25 years and had a lot of success doing it, changed a lot of lives, especially with my ties to Simeon High School, 18 years coaching there, numerous athletes. I mean, you guys know the tradition, and a lot of NBA things coming up out of there. And I was never a fan of AAU basketball, and until my son stopped playing, right? And I just thought that AAU was for kids who parents had money. So when I got my son into it, a lot of kids couldn't play. They couldn't show their true talent because the parents just didn't have the funds. So when I got approached with this opportunity with Acclivus, it was spot on because I think every kid deserves to play whatever that sport is without worrying about how to fund it. So they offered me that opportunity. I jumped on it 3 years ago, and I've been involved ever since. And this is a way of giving kids life lessons as well. The basketball is just a draw, that's just a draw. But the things that comes out of coaching the kid in basketball really lead into life situations. Absolutely. And I'm just proud of that I get the trust out of the parents to be a part of the kid lives. And I'm blessed to have the opportunity to teach these kids how to play basketball, but as well be a model citizen in the world today.
Yeah. And what about you, Coach Gill?
Yes, I'm Coach Gill. First and foremost, I'm a father and husband. I've been coaching 20 years. Most recently, I was just at Diet High School, won the 2A 225 state championship with that team. Thank you, sir. But my work with Acclivus, man, I mean, it goes back to growing up with LaVon Stone, you know what I'm saying? But I remember back in 2018, I believe I came down to UIC and he was showing me around. And I mean, he's always been a leader in the community and things like that. So when he gave me an opportunity to join this, it was a no-brainer to give a kid those chances, that exposure, to give back for one, and also to meet guys like this who's been pillars in this basketball community. So Acclivus has done so many wonderful things. When I think about, seeing those young kids and those parents getting those opportunities, as Coach Thomas explained, that exposure is second to none. When those kids from these those communities that aren't offered that type of situation, to be able to travel, to be able to see other states, that exposure is, man, like I say, second to none.
Absolutely.
$3.99.
That's right.
Probably the most important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is high-risk young people, and secondly, the minimal cost associated with it, right? And and again, so we are grateful to be able to elevate that. But stay tuned as we talk about basketball. Okay, I guess we're sharing mics around here. Stay tuned because we're also supporting a brother who works with us, Brother Tommy out there in RBL Gardens, and they have a phenomenal boxing program, and they have a phenomenal boxing program. So stay tuned. We've been supporting them in their efforts as well. So listen, sports builds character. We all know that. That's the first step. I think it's a hook to draw our young people in. We work with high-risk individuals, right? And some of these young people don't have fathers. So in essence, in many cases, you two brothers and your other coaches become like father figures to them to help, mentor them in a sense, but also give them the proper guidance, right? And it builds character. And so from that standpoint, we know that it takes, we believe it takes everything, right? Yeah. And so from a public health approach, everybody's got a role in stopping violence. And we're hoping that through sports, we're able to achieve some of those goals. And I would just say, how about those Knicks, huh? I know LaVon don't want to hear that, but how about those Knicks, huh? Those New York Knickerbockers.
Let me get us on track again before I think that mic is open working too.
All right, sure.
I think it is. So can you all just give us and thank you all for when I first introduced myself to you all a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, tell me how this thing works with sports. But tell me about how let's tell everybody about what's going on with the Acclivus Sports basketball tournament that starts this Monday, June 8th, and then give us the who, what, where, when, why.
So this tournament was created just for, like I said, kids from all in every community. We talked to a lot of schools, a lot of AAU programs, just to get as many teams as possible to involve themselves. Coach Thomas, if you would, you could speak about the teams.
We got 12 teams.
Yeah, 14 teams.
Yeah,
we try to get as many teams as we possibly can. And it's a lot of other things going on in June with high school basketball. It's a down period for kids to get with their high school teams and see what they're going to look like during the school year. So right now we got Leo, we got Morgan Park, we got Curie, we got Julian, we got Lindblom. We have a couple of South Suburban teams, Rich Township, Bremen, Richards. And then we added a few AAU teams as well. Some teams that don't have the opportunities to play in tournaments because of the money thing, we offer those guys to come play with us as well. So we got Midwest Royals, we got Chicago Elite, we have
Meteor Elite,
and
second to none,
Elite, which is my own AAU program that I created about 6-7 years ago. And we got one more, I can't recall the name, but it's Bogan is in there. Curie's in there, and Rich Township, it's just a bunch of it's just exciting to give these kids the opportunity to play basketball without a worry, and then we branch off from that and get into some real life situations, but showing the kids that giving the kids that opportunity, it really makes them be involved with something positive, because as we know, with all of these takeovers and all of this type of stuff going on, we got to keep these kids occupied and keep their minds engaged in something, something positive. So, and how it is, we always hear about the bad, we don't hear about the good. So
are the games open to the public too? So
yes.
we're at Pullman Center, 10355 South Woodlawn, and games start at about 3:00. It's a 3:00 game. Three games going on same time. Y'all talk about it better than I can.
Yes, we're gonna have 3 courts going. We start at 3, we'll end around 5. It's open to the public, so we encourage everyone to come out, support our youth in the community, let them see the faces that support them, love them. They need it. So
every Monday and Wednesday.
Every Monday and Wednesday.
Through the month of June.
Through the month of June. I think the 29th will be the championship weekend. Offer the kids a chance to celebrate with their families, maybe some trophies and different things given out. So we look forward.
We got to have trophies, man.
Oh, no, definitely have trophies. Everybody going to get a trophy.
Okay,
we going to have some trophies, but like I said, the kids, it's like a surprise. I like to make something bigger for them to see. And so we will have some trophies.
It's a bragging right.
What are the age ranges?
Roughly 14 to 16.
14 to 16 year olds. Okay.
Yeah. Because they don't have anything for those kids to do. When you get to the summer league tournaments for the high schools, it's mainly varsity.
Okay.
It's not the lower levels. So,
Understood.
So it's 14 to 16 year olds.
And we did varsity a couple years earlier, and that was a great turnout. Hyde Park won the tournament that year. So we had about 14 teams that year. So we looked to reach out to those 15 to 16 year olds to give them an opportunity and maybe mix it in. We might do next year all age groups.
Can y'all tell us too something? Maybe one. I mean, I'm sure all of the youth participating are success stories, but maybe 1 or 2 success stories that stand out. Some young person who you guys like, man, that person really turned their life around just between the sportsmanship skills, the life skills, the character building, and all that you all instill in the young people participating in these sports.
Well, I have several. Well, it was one kid that joined our Acclivus program when he came to diet. A lot of my children that were at diet, I kind of, pushed them into learning and becoming a part of Acclivus. But right now, VJ Wallace is a student athlete. He got a Division I scholarship to Arizona State.
Great.
He was in the program. Really enjoyed that exposure, like I said, to be able to meet coaches, go to different cities, go to colleges and see. And hey, it turned out right. Terrence Witherspoon, he was a graduate, played football. He was coming all the way from Oak Park to Diet High School. So this young man was getting up at maybe 5:30 in the morning to get to school. He would be in the school until maybe 9 o'clock at night with us. So it was just to see him go to Jackson State, and now he's a part of the U.S. military, the Army.
Wow.
So just to see these young people and their successes, it's been great for me. So that's just a few for me.
Yeah, so we had different age groups. Coach Gill basically had the older kids. I had the younger ones.
Okay.
So a lot of mine are starting to come out of high school now. I got Jacob Alexander, who started with us as a sophomore. He's now one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
Wow.
Going to the University of Illinois.
Wow.
So look out for him. Great kid, great family. He just didn't have the means to get the training he needed to be great. And when he got that training, he blossomed them. So shout out to Acclivus for getting them started that way, and I'm sure he appreciates that. Another kid is Kamari Hamlin. He started with us as a sophomore as well. He's now going to one of the best prep schools in the country.
Wow.
He was one of the kids that he struggled in basketball at Simeon. Ended up being a 2-year starter by the time he was a junior, because he got that training that Acclivus provided. That 3 or 4 hour every Saturday training he got. So those two guys, the two guys that stand out for me, and we got more coming up as well.
Several. We can go. I probably could go on
Yeah.
just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But those are just a few.
That's cool. I'm excited about it. Again, I'm excited to hang out on a couple of Monday or Wednesday nights, and hopefully get some local media interest, and kind of get the stories behind the story as well, and just watch you all as you all instill these life skills, just sportsmanship, and just folks realizing that everybody doesn't win the game all the time, and what do you do when you don't win the game? No matter if a coach or a ref did a bad call or whatever, how do you react when when you're when things are a little bit adverse, even when you might be in the right or whatever, but how do you react? And I know you all are instilling those kind of characteristics in them.
Well, character development, I think,
Yes.
is a critical character development. Life skills is probably a critical component or essence to the game of any sport for that matter, but also just in life, to how to deal with life situations. And I wanted to ask you, Coach Gill, did you participate in some of those out of town trips where the young people? I wondered what their reactions were. At one point, I get so busy, I wanted to go out of town. I think you guys are going to visit a couple of colleges or universities. What was that experience like for some of those young people, if you can share with the audience?
Yeah, well, that experience was, most of these kids haven't been given those opportunities, have never walked on another state, things like that, and the relationships to meet new people, coaches, administrators at different schools. So it was like the wow factor, and they were just grateful. I mean, so many times I just heard kids say, "Coach Gill, I've never been out of Chicago." Or what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
And like Coach Thomas talked about, mentoring is a larger part of this sports thing. It's just not about basketball. I mean, we're with these kids Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then Saturday we turn it over to a basketball. But we're mentoring those days, 2 hours a day, after school hours, telephone, Zoom calls. Like I say, we're doing everything. If they call us on days that we might not be having our mentoring or sports, we're opening up a gym just to give individual skills training. So, I mean, these kids they're all grateful. They love it. Look forward to it every year. I wish we could get the entire city. But,
Well, all right. Well, so before we head out for a break here, I just want you guys to, again, tell us about the tournament. On Tuesday, it's kicking off. It's starting Monday. I'm sorry, Monday day.
Monday.
I'm trying to get myself back together on a regular schedule, man. Monday at 2:00 at the Pullman Center. Is this the first time at the Pullman Center?
No, we've this has been the last 2 tournaments we've had. They've both been at
The Pullman Center. All right, and the public is welcome to come out and watch and
everything is free.
Everything's free. And it starts at 3.
It starts at 3. 3 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, brother coaches, Leonard and Coach Thomas, thank you again for your service and to all the coaches. Is there anybody particular you want to shout out on the radio this morning?
Everybody.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Hey, Andre Hamlin, Patrell Green, Terrence Campbell, Dwayne and Reggie Rose. That name sounds familiar, don't it?
Reggie Rose, yeah. Reggie Rose.
Not Reggie, but Wayne and Alan Rose.
I got Alan Rose.
Alan
Okay,
Rose,
got it.
But those guys play a big part of what we do as well, and I want to make sure they get their shout out as well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the young people would be happy if they saw the appearance of himself, Mr. Derrick Rose. Hopefully, we're prayerful that he might be able to make an appearance. But that's great, man. I think you guys are doing a wonderful job, man. Kudos to you and to all the coaches and the other folks that are working with you to help pull this off. And really to all the parents who are trying to be parents, man, and guide their young people in the right direction. So we're thankful and grateful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be this segment. We're going to take a break, and then we got another guest we're going to bring in that's doing some wonderful things to support fathers. We want to uplift, one of probably the least most important holiday of the year is Father's Day. And then we're going to take some calls because we see we got a full bank of them.
Yeah.
All right.
You all want to hang tight, or in case there's some callers that have
Yeah, you guys can hang tight. Okay, then we're gonna make room for Pastor G.
All right, but look, I can roll out. You might as well go and roll on up.
Hey, it's Matt McGill, and the countdown is on to the largest blues festival in America, the Chicago Blues Fest in Millennium Park, Friday, June 5th through the 7th. We're celebrating 55 years of Alligator Records with tributes to Coco Taylor, Lonnie Brooks, Hound Dog Taylor, and Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram. We're celebrating Chicago-style blues with Chicago's own living legend, Billy Branch, Kenny Neal, and Ronnie Baker Brooks. And we'll close out the weekend with a special tribute to Women in Blues featuring Lynn Jordan and the Shivers, and an outstanding performance by the legendary Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. While you're there, stop by WVON's Juke Joint and meet your favorite WVON personalities. It's 3 days of good blues in Millennium Park. For more info, visit WVON.com/events. Brought to you by Mayor Brandon Johnson and D-Case. Your health is your wealth. Take care of your body now so it can take care of you later. Your health, our community, for WVON.
You never know who's going to stop by WVON.
We are esteemed and privileged to be joined by R&B legend, the one and only Stephanie Mills.
Good to be talking to you guys.
None other than our Democratic senatorial candidate, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratt. Lieutenant Governor, welcome back to WVON.
Good morning, Rufus. And you know it, I'll never be too busy to join you on WVON.
Rep. Justin Pearson is joining us right now via stream.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are the talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's the Acclivus Hour on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Welcome back. Again, we got a studio full of positive Black brothers that are talking about doing some great things in our local neighborhoods. And so we're going to come back in just a second with our second guest, but we're going to take a couple of calls real quick. Reverend Dr. Wallace, good morning. You're on with the Acclivus Hour.
Hey, I'm so glad that God woke me up so I can be on.
Yes, good morning.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to all the brothers that's doing what they're doing and sisters that's doing what they're doing, to let the children know that you got to be aware of those that's influencing you to do things that's going to cost you. With that being said, I know that Father's Day is around the corner. I heard them say it's the last day that they celebrate. But hey, Reverend Cranberry, Pastor Cranberry, that Father's Day situation or celebration, there's nothing more wonderful than to have the children to come and give homage, honor, and respect to their father. And I would tell every father to bring your child and bring your wife so she can tell them y'all about to get there and let everybody know how good you feel about your daddy.
Thank
you. So without further ado, so I can continue to listen to the show, to God be the glory. That's Gator's story, and that's my sermon for the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a perfect segue into bringing on Pastor Earl Granberry Sr. I've seen you call Pastor G.
Yes,
so,
that's my handle.
So Obadeli was saying we got to get Pastor G on to talk about this wonderful Father's Day event you have coming up. So first of all, welcome to the Acclivus Hour. And if you can introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about this wonderful event you have coming up.
Thank you so much. My name is Pastor G, Pastor Granberry of the church in the South Loop, 57 East 16th Street. Most of the people know me. I was blessed. I want to cut through the chase. I was blessed. I sent my friend Opadeli. I have a picture of my granddad, my dad, and myself. And I did a little survey, asked brothers, I said, can you show me your granddad? Can you show me your dad? And most brothers can't do that. So I was blessed, and I want to give back. Every man didn't have what I have.
Yeah.
I have 3 generations. I got pictures. I sent it to my friend. I showed it to him to let him know that. So I feel that I should give back. I don't want to preach, but the Bible told Peter, when you're converted, strengthen your brother. And that's my job. Another thing I want to share is that who don't make mistakes? Yeah. Black men are labeled by their mistakes, but they're never labeled by what they learned from their mistakes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The talk on the street, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't that, he went off for this, whoever made a mistake. And I think that Black men should not be labeled by their mistakes.
Absolutely.
They should be labeled by what they learned from their mistakes. My dad left Memphis running. My dad was a sharecropper. And the cat thought he had burnt the barn down. That's how we got to Chicago. I'm number 14. And my dad told me the story. My granddad was a businessman. On my wall in my church, I can look around any day and see my grandpapa. I can relate.
Absolutely.
Most Black men can't do that.
Yeah. Well, tell us about this wonderful event that's happening, the 2nd annual Color Him Father concert.
Yes. What we want to do is, the whole thing is about bringing children to the stage and let them talk about Pops.
No, listen, I think that this is not just one thing that you do. I think your acts of kindness, how you move around the city and you go into communities and bless families all through the year, that's what's more intriguing to me than this. I think this was kind of a cherry on top. You know, this is not the essence of the work that I appreciate you do. What I appreciate is what people don't see with that big truck that you have and you drive around and you give back to the community on a consistent basis, various communities, right? And I have a special affinity for anyone who does anything in public housing. So I've seen you, the way you treat the residents in Dearborn Homes. Have you gone out to Argyle Gardens? So with your truck, giving back to the community, those are things that I appreciate. This is a wonderful thing. I'm glad you're doing it. I've supported. I bought some tickets. I'm going to buy 6 more tickets today, right? And give them away to WVON listeners, because I really do believe that I remember as a father being divorced and having 5 children can be very expensive. You know, I get stuck with the children on Father's Day. On Mother's Day, I get stuck with the children, right? So I'm just saying, so when is it really my day? But I have 5 children, got to take them all out to eat. You know, or I'm stuck with the barbecue grill and the apron.
Stop saying stuck.
Well, I'm just saying, these are these traumatic stories that I get. But listen, I'm saying that you would think that on a day like Father's Day, you're supposed to be appreciated. You being taken out to dinner, somebody cooking for you. Okay, I'm gonna digress. I digress.
Please, Pastor G, can you bring us back home?
So anyway, this is a wonderful event. I know that it was last year. It was at Dunbar High School.
It's there this year.
It's there this year.
Yes.
And I joined you on that track in 20 below zero, walking around the track 100 times for his 70th birthday. That's 75th birthday, right? But great man in the city, doing phenomenal work. I can go on infinitum about the work that you do through your acts of kindness. And most people don't know it. And I think this is really critical. And then we can get back in the conversation about what you do to give back. But just being there, you're the only Black man I know that sit down on a prime piece of land on 18th and Wabash, 16th and Wabash. But I'm gonna start telling you business, but I'm just saying. My only point is that the fact that you have survived all these years in that space and you've chosen to give back to the community in the way that you do, and without any pomp and circumstances. I can appreciate that. So I'm giving you your flowers, Pastor G, for all the work that you do in our community. Well, all praises be to God. I agree. 100%. Thank you.
I want y'all to forgive me. I had a moment.
Yes,
I learned this from my pops.
Well, while you let it out, we're gonna take some calls,
Well,
right?
and before we go to that, I'm just going to make sure that we talk about the second annual Color Him Father concert is going to be Sunday, June 21st.
Yes, June
Sunday?
21st.
Okay.
Doors open at 4. Concert starts at 5.
And who are some of the acts there, Katrina?
We have Arthur Sutton in the Gifts of Praise.
Okay.
Gina Thurston, I think she's been underrated in this city. I'm telling you, this young lady can, as the kids say, she can smoke.
Yeah.
And y'all know Arthur Sutton. He's an attorney. Also, listen, the man can play a bass guitar and he can sing. But you know, I think I'm ready now.
Okay.
God told me to do this, and I do it out of my pocket because fathers are leaders. I thank God for mothers. Don't misunderstand me. We wouldn't be here without mama. But I think that, and I don't want to go political. After Reconstructions, I don't know if you know, it was more fathers in the house after Reconstruction to the 60s. We only know that 65% of fathers are in the house now, black dads. But those 40 is what the system talk about. But they never talk about the 65.
Yeah.
I'm an ex-businessman. I ain't got to get into all, I didn't come up the easy side of the mountain. Okay. So when God told me, he said, Earl, no, he said, your gift is not for you. Because I used to own a nightclub and I go on and on and on. I said, well, what is my gift for? He said, my gift is for my people. And I want to say this humbly. I gave God a challenge. I said, don't put me by no church. I said, I don't want to be by no church. He said, I'm putting you downtown. 1983. And when he showed it to me, we started in the Ascot Hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, the Ascot Hotel.
Yes.
It don't exist anymore, but go ahead. Yeah.
But I want to give God the glory.
Yeah.
Radio audience, debt free.
Yes. Wow.
Don't owe nobody nothing.
Won't he do it?
I can preach the way I want to preach.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can call the shots the way I want to call it.
Yeah.
I give God the glory.
Absolutely.
And from that, next Saturday, I put over 25 people in business. I teach business. Whatever you need to go in business, I do that. But we're talking about fathers today. It's nothing better than seeing a father. I don't look over the barbecues, but I'm a word man.
Of course.
One of the guys that works for me, few issues, and I said, Jeff, when I die, I will teach you how to provide for yourself. That's a father.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for certain.
We got too many good gifts in the grave. I'm a legacy man.
Right.
I want to die empty. I don't want to die full.
That's a good point.
Die empty means that whatever you have, leave it.
That's right. That's what the Bible.
I don't know if they have a show about fathers.
No.
I've been with my girl. I've been with my girl 56 years. I ain't perfect. Same hips, same lips.
Yeah, well, great. I'm trying to survive 57 months.
Are you with me? Any brother can call me, talk to me about anything. And I don't believe in talking about a man's mistakes. I wrote this book. It's called Don't Forget to Close the Door. If somebody ever tell you they didn't make a mistake, you met a liar. There's no perfect people. But I just believe that whatever we have before we leave here, we need to give it back.
Absolutely.
But Father's Day, when you come, you're going to see kids on the stage talking about Obadeli. What's your name?
Gil, Jamal.
Talking about Gil. What's your name?
Leonard Thomas.
Talking about Thomas. My dad. That's okay. You had a little sip. That's okay. You know, you and old girl didn't get along. That don't mean that you're a bad dude. That's okay. You 4 days in the jail. That don't mean you're a bad dude. Learn from that.
Absolutely.
Take all of that and put it into your kids. That's what old man Granberry did to me.
Love it. Love it.
Wonderful.
We're gonna try to see if we can get to a couple of calls.
Go ahead,
Hate to interrupt this, but
go ahead.
just for more
This
information
wonderful
about
church sermon.
I know. I'm going to pass the
Collection
collection
plate.
plate.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
For more information about the second annual Color Him Father concert, you can call 312-939-1109. If you missed that information, you can always call Acclivus.
And the first, the first three people to call that number 312-939-1109. I'm gonna give you 2 tickets to attend this event. You can call here at the radio station. I don't want to indict Shapiro. We already got callers on there, so call there. You get the tickets. It'll be 6
Say
tickets.
Obadeli's paying.
Yeah, say Obadeli. Yeah, just playing. Yeah.
All right, let's try to get to a couple of phone calls. I'm going to apologize in advance. I know in the next 10 minutes we won't get to everybody, but good morning, Cliff. You're on with the Acclivus.
Hey, current resident family, I'll try to be brief. Hey, listen, I see WVON on Facebook, and Sister Katrina, you are a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
A beautiful black woman, queen. And then Obadeli, I'm proud of you, my man, because you got a queen. So the reason why I'm saying this is because there's nothing more valuable in this world except our black queens. And let me give you something that's disturbing to me. I just want to get this off my chest. I don't know if you saw the South Carolina video where this white punk ass cop, man, beats his sister, punching her in the face.
Yeah, I saw it.
And thank God, man, that the brother stepped in. And let me give a quick shout out, man.
Well, it was a white cop that stepped in. It was another white cop stepped in to stop him.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, you saw it, Cliff.
That's who stopped him.
That's who stopped him, Cliff. Come on.
But let me say this. The same thing happened in Chicago. So shout out to brother police officer Anthony Banks. He was confronted with the same situation. There's a lawsuit. So what I'm saying is that, man, we cannot beat up on our sisters. Love them, embrace them, and more so, black men, protect your queen. Because if you don't do it, nobody else will. So how about that for a Father's Day message?
Thanks,
Thanks for
Cliff.
taking my call.
Thank you, Cliff. Have a good rest of your weekend. Chris, thank you so much for holding your own with the Acclivus Hour.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, family. And a good show. Shout out to the WVON family. And like I say, anything y'all can do to uplift the kids is awesome. I wrote a little poem. I hope y'all like it. Like the Bee Gees, I try to strive and stay alive. Lakers in 5.
Okay, Cliff. Okay, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Lakers in 5.
Randy, good morning. You're on with the Acclivus Hour.
Okay, Chris there too funny. Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate much of the work that you all doing. Keep the excellent work, and I appreciate you guys. Definitely, I'm interested in the program. What they talking about the Father's Day event, and I do definitely would like to support it or be a part of it. I also think that the importance of both the parents, the mother and father, and stuff. One of the people that talked about this is Raymond Winbush, who talks about the black family and stuff, as well as Dr. Wade Noble's his books on dealing with the black family, keeping it together. Dr. Wade Noble, the psychologist, sociologist. So keep it the good work.
Thank you, Randy.
Appreciate much what you're doing, and early happy Father's Day and stuff. And keep it excellent work. Sister, you're doing a great job, and you too, Brother Bomani.
Yeah, well, thank you, Brother Randy.
Thanks,
I would say this, as we talk about on this show, Pastor G, much of the work that we do is around violence prevention. And I would say, even to the two coaches, as we're talking about, mentoring, through sports, that having positive male role models in the lives of children in our community is very important and critical. It's going to help, that I believe would help change instantly circumstances in our community. There are men that exist in our community, but they're in the shadows, right? We got to figure out a way to bring them out of the shadows and to get them back into the lives of their children. I think it's just critically important. And like you just said, even if you're not dealing with the mom, if that relationship is soured, you still have to be a man and you have to be involved with your children. And so I can say that, as a father who's been divorced several times, just being clear, but I was involved with my children. I was a father, right? That's one thing that no one can take away from me. And I do, though I don't really get off into celebrating Father's Day per se, but I will say for men that do, I really do think it's one of the most unappreciated days for men. I'm not in the black community. Let me make that very clear. In the black community, and this is not to take anything away from mothers and Mother's Day. So I'm hoping that we begin to really celebrate, as you said, those men that are really truly, and even the brothers who struggle to understand based upon societal issues and
Yes.
policies that'll
Yes.
get them out of the home.
Thank you.
Figure out a way that we can get men back into the lives of their children, but also appreciating and celebrating the men like these brothers who are fathers to children that they didn't even birth, but we have a responsibility.
You know, I came from DuSable. I had 5 fathers. And the guys that play sports probably know Coach Brown, Coach Bonner. When I
Coach
left
Bonner.
my house, when I got
Bonner
to the crossing
family.
guard, Mr. Granberry, know you over here? Oh, no, you supposed to go home. We had 5. And the brothers that's listening to me, adopt a young man.
Yeah.
Adopt one. Spending some time. These are coaches. Hey, adopt somebody. If you know, I'm not saying, you know, to start no relationship. You see a single sister and she's kind of struggling. Hey, step out there from the heart. You know, I'm going to take him to get his haircut today. Or I'm going to let him hang with me on the sideline. That's how we do it, Opedeli. You know, each one, reach one. Stop putting that brother down. Everybody make mistakes. I'm rough on that. Everybody make mistakes, but learn from the mistakes. I'm the man I am because my dad told me about his mistakes. He's Earl, now you do it this way. He's dead now, but thanks, Pops. See, we all got a valley of wealth of knowledge. Don't let your past stop you from being the man that God called you to be.
I think, Obadiah, we're going to try to take one more call too, but you made a good point. We can't stress it enough. Indigenous leadership,
Absolutely.
Indigenous relationships. So to see you all, you know, who live in our communities, who are right next door neighbors with some young folks who might be thinking about making a different decision in life. But to see you all go to work every day, get up, put your clothes on, go to work every day, to see how you all interact with your own families. Your neighbors are watching. You know, these young people said it at the teen takeover listening session that, you know, it starts at home, but home is not always just in your 4 walls. It's across the street.
Can I throw this in there?
Absolutely.
Can I throw this in there? Do you know if we take a survey, I guarantee you, where's your dad? I guarantee you, you're going to find out if the percentage is 65% are there and 40% is not. I guarantee you those kids come to 40%. Don't tell nobody you know better if you didn't put no better in them.
Absolutely.
Don't tell nobody to stop if you didn't put stop in them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to preach again, but it's our responsibility. You know, when a child comes to this world, that's why I love mamas now. Mama's gonna do their job, but brothers, we got to do our job.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let me see if we can get Kareem. Kareem, thanks so much for holding. You're on with the Acclivus Hour.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yep, you got a couple minutes.
Great. First of all, I just want to say I got high reverence for both coaches and also the platform that you guys allowed them to come out and give their exposure to what they represent. I just want to reach out to the coaches. If y'all could, can y'all elaborate to a lot of young brothers? Because as you know, we got a lot of team takeovers. Can you guys just reach out and give an inspirational message or share links or share a website on how these young brothers can get involved with y'all program, with y'all AAU program, and just, you know, reach out to these young brothers and give them a way to find you guys so that there's a better way that they can, you know, do better things with their life.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you got Acclivus on Instagram, Facebook. You can reach out to both of those social media platforms, as well as if you're looking for positive AAU basketball, you got Second and None Elite, which is a program that I sponsor and I represent, but as well as not only basketball, if any need that you have, you can reach out to those platforms and get what you're looking for. Again, it takes a village, and I think that's something that we got away from years ago. I mean, back then, It Takes a Village was a big part of our community. We got to get back to those things, and we'll see progress. But, you most definitely can reach out to Acclivus on Instagram, and as well as Second and None Elite.
And our phone number is 773-591-1690. If you reach out and
No,
say
that's the radio station.
I'm so sorry. That's our number. I'm sorry. I got caught up. I'm sorry. That's the joint conversation. No, I'm sorry. Our number is 312-766-1145.
And you and leave your information with Bianca, and she will pass it on to us, and we'll get it to one of the coaches if that's the case. Anybody who's interested in participating, Katrina, could you give the phone number again?
312-766-7145. 312-766-7145. That's Acclivus.
Hey, Brother Kareem, thank you for your call.
Thank you. We're going to try to wrap it up. And again, that the hour goes by so quick. I want to make sure we just bring your attention to a couple of events we have coming up. June 8th and June 10th is the start of the kickoff week for Acclivus Sports Basketball Tournament. That's going to be over at the Pullman Center over in Pullman. And so you all can check those games out. We have Play Streets kicking off in North Lawndale next Saturday, June 13th. The first activation is at 14th and Tripp. So that's going to be bouncy houses, petting
West
zoo.
Side.
Yeah, West Side. Don't get nothing started up in here. But yeah, so we're going to have a lot of fun, DJ, and just a nice community block party kind of an event. Also on June 13th, our behavioral health team is hosting a healing and empowerment event in the Allgale Gardens community. So you guys can go to that. Juneteenth weekend, of course, there's going to be a lot of things going on Juneteenth weekend, but Focus Ferries organization is hosting a peace event at Fuller Park, and Acclivus is partnering with them to get that off, to make sure that event goes off without a hitch. And then we have a community celebration in Allgale Gardens on June 20th. So Juneteenth weekend, there's something going on that Acclivus is involved in.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to mention that next week we're going to have our chief operating officer on, Sheila Regan. Will come on to talk about her trip to Rome to meet with the Pope, and Levon Stone Sr., our CEO, and we'll be on discussing programs like this and just a vision of where we're going as an organization, discussing all of those things. And so many of the things that Katrina just mentioned, they're going to take place around Juneteenth and so forth. We'll be amplifying those things again on next week. I'm only mentioning it because time is getting short, and we want to get it out. And we want to give all of our guests, a moment to have a closing comment and to give the information again before we get out of here. So we'll start with you, Coach Thomas, and we'll go down to Coach Gill.
Well, again, like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to work with these young men, to keep them in something positive in this crazy world today. But again, let's get out and support this tournament. It's huge for the kids to see parents in the stands, to see the community in the stands, and to give them that support that they're looking for, that interest that they're looking for. And I think this will be a great event. Again, I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the trust. And I look forward to having many, many, many more programs within the Acclivus Sport Mentoring program.
Yes,
Coach Gill?
Yeah, I think the greatest accomplishment isn't the wins, the trophies, or the championships. It's watching young people be successful in business. Like I say, graduating, becoming fathers, as Pastor G spoke about. I'm big on that. Is creating men. That's our mission at Acclivus Sports and Acclivus period. We're trying to change lives. So stay encouraged. I don't want to preach like Pastor G, but
and we don't have the time anyway. We got to get ready to get out of here for the next show. Pastor G, go ahead.
I want to say this, fathers. If you have any questions, just call 312-939-1109. I'll be more than happy to just sit there with you. Also, fathers, if you want to come and your child want to get up on the stage and give you a compliment, we're going to do that first for about 30 minutes before we even start the program.
Perfect.
So please come out.
312-939-1109. All right, Sister Katrina, take us out of here.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you all so much. Thanks to our guests. This is family right here. So thank you all for joining us this morning. If you or your organization would like to join us in studio to share how you support violence prevention work, you can always email us at communications@acclivusinc.org. And we appreciate everybody for taking the time to write in on Facebook as well as to call in. In the meantime, though, this is a great weekend ahead of us. And on behalf of Levon Stone Sr. and our board of directors, enjoy a safe and peaceful
safe and peaceful atmospheres out in the community. Peace and great things. We out of here.
Bye-bye.
Take this message to my brother. You will find him
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
First, here's FIAN.